afternoon once again here from the Montague Foreshore. Day number 2 winding down in the Durward Knowles Junior Sailing Championships. The E-Class sloops, they were scheduled to start at 3 o'clock, but they got an early jump start. They are on the water. The first lap already completed. We'll get to our commentators in a few minutes, but these two young ladies out of Grand Bahama, I could not leave today without getting them on. Tell us your name, young ladies.
Haley, Halo.
Haley what?
Haley Williams, Halo Bury.
And what class do you guys sail in?
Opti.
Opti? And you were a little disappointed you weren't able to sail today because of the conditions. How did you feel?
I felt kinda... It was sad.
How long have you been sailing?
Like a year and a half.
How long have you been sailing?
2 years.
2 years? And what do you like about sailing?
I like about when I sail, the wind blows my sail and I can go faster. And the water is just beautiful.
What do you like about sailing?
That you can get many, many more. And that to like travel and all that stuff.
Why did you go into sailing and not know other sport like swimming?
I don't know.
And why did you choose sailing over any other sport?
Well, I do more sports, but I like sailing more.
So how do you feel to be here in Nassau and getting to see all the big girls and boys sail?
I feel like it's a good experience for me and my other teammates because we get to experience this feeling.
So you're able to meet new friends?
Yeah.
What about you? How do you feel to be sailing here in Nassau?
I think it's good and I like it.
Okay. So what do you want to continue doing in sailing?
Learning.
Learning? What do you feel you have to learn?
How to control my boat.
How to control your boat. Just put on a little bit more weight. What do you feel you need to learn in sailing?
I want to learn how to control a laser.
Okay, so when you go back to Freeport next week, what do you take from this as a learning experience?
Don't be scared of the water. There's nothing that's gonna hurt you.
And what about you?
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh, that was a good one. Whatever doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger. Thank you, two young ladies, for joining me here. I had a pleasure interviewing you guys. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I wanted to be a doctor.
Doctor. And you?
Doctor.
Oh, 2 doctors. I have 2 doctors on the side of me that's going to take care of me in the future. I thought you guys you two wanted to be sailors and sail around the world and enjoy the ocean and have fun.
It's just,
That's vacation. Yeah, that's vacation for you.
No.
Okay. Well, and you have some good friends in the Grand Bahama Sailing Club?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your time here at the Durward Knowles Junior Sailing Regatta. It was a pleasure meeting you two.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, there they are, the 2 youngsters from the Grand Bahama Sailing Club. The E-Class sloops are on the water. Let's take a very, very quick break. Come back, get our commentators in place, and we'll call the rest of this race.
Nice rhyme.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and don't.
Breaker, we're back here at the Montague Foreshore with the Class E sloops on the water. We are joined by Larry Bastian, better known as one of the owners of the Melba Bee out of South Andrews. Dwayne Higgins is going to join us in a few minutes or so. Larry, this is a very interesting race. I'm so proud of you guys to lend these youngsters these boats so they can get a chance to feel the race.
Listen, Charles, the pleasure is all mine. When the call was made for us to support this regatta, I did not hesitate. I went to Andrews and rallied the troop, and we have 10 boats out of Andrews participating in this regatta. And I'm so excited to be lending my support.
We heard the cannon just now. Give us an update, Larry. You've been watching it through the eyes of your binoculars.
Okay, what's been happening now is that they're going to try to put in 3 E-Class races today because of the pending weather tomorrow.
Oh, see why they started it early.
Yeah, so they started a bit early, and unfortunately for the ones who didn't get a best start, it was only a 1-lap race. So they're about to start the second race, the third race, the fourth. Going into this race, we had Mako sailed by Emmett Knowles. He was leading his brother Josh Knowles by 1 point. From all indication, it seems as if they're going to be tied again because it seems like Josh just took the cannon and his brother Emmett is in second. So going into the next race, they'll be tied for first place again. And if this continues, it's going to be a tiebreaker for the very last race.
We were talking about that impending weather for tomorrow. How much of a difficulty is this for these youngsters to sail back to back to back?
Well, I mean, the thing is they have lots of energy. The fact that the race is being shortened is the equivalent of 3 laps. So it really shouldn't be much a toll on their bodies.
So we were just given an update on the course that they'll be taking, remember?
Yes. It seems as if they're going to do 1 lap. That race, maybe the next race is going to be 2 laps. And then they're going to come back and finish for the third race for the day.
Well, here's the race just ended just now, and it was once again a battle between the 2 brothers.
Those brothers, yes, I see that. Josh came up ahead of his brother in the charge. So it's going to be tight going into the next race.
The quick turnaround here. Larry, you weren't here yesterday, but Higgins and I were talking about the guys adjusting, but in that first race just now, looked like they adjusted pretty quickly from being on those little sloops now to this big sloop. They adjusted pretty quickly in one day. They're quick learners.
Those guys are so excited. I mean, once they get on the boat, we can't get them off. And that speaks volume to the future of sailing. Sailing is in good hand with the youngsters for the Bahamas.
How important was it to let these youngsters sail on the boat to see that, hey, we want you to learn so you can get to that level?
Listen, it's all about numbers. The older sailors, we're dying out. And if we're going to maintain the sailing as the national sport, we have to build sailors.
Well, the winners died down a bit.
Yeah.
Died down a lot, I should say.
Yes, the tide goes down as well. And then as the evening comes on with the south wind, you tend to have the wind dropping out as the evening comes on.
The two Eleuthera brothers winning just now, Emmett and Ross.
Not Eleuthera, Exuma Sailing Club.
Yeah, Exuma. So Dallas will get on me for that. So let me make sure I correct that. Also, the DP, the Deputy Prime Minister, he'll get on me for that. Just make sure that it is Exuma Sailing Club just now.
Absolutely.
Beautiful conditions. You can see the glass on the water. Great day of sailing. And like we said, Montague Bay is the perfect harbor for sailing. If you were to have a regatta every week, I'm sure that the guys will come out.
Oh yes, definitely. Really picturesque, and the way the race course is set up, it's so close inshore. You can actually see all the boats. You can see what's going on from start to finish. This is really good for a spectator.
Well, in addition to actually seeing the spectators, we have television screens set up all around this site. So
Yes.
persons can just sit on the bleachers and actually have a close-up view of what's going on out there in the ocean. The drone is doing a tremendous job out there. It seems the person who operates the drone, he's probably a sailor.
That is Destiny Reed. Destiny, don't blow your horn right now. But a great job being done there by drone operator Destiny Reed.
That's a marvelous job with the drone.
We see some of the boats that we normally see. 22.
22 boats.
22 E-class.
And you know, we have about maybe 35 throughout the country. So you know, it's a growing fleet. You know, when it started about maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we had maybe about 8 or 9 of them sailing for a specific club. But now it's spread out all over the country now. Everyone is building a boat. You know, as you can see, the British High Commissioner, they even got into the...
It looked like you want to, he's looking for a skipper for that, and looked like you were auditioning because you have won all the colors of the boat already.
No. My boats are Mama and Papa. You know, I have 5 boats actually, 2C, 2E, and the B. And red has always been my color, so... whenever you see me wear the colors, I have to wear two at a time. I wear Mama hat and Papa shirt, so I can't go home with just wearing one outfit.
So they're getting set to start the second of...
Well, actually, they're finishing up the first.
Yeah.
We still have a few boats that need to finish.
Then they'll start the second of 3 races. This will be pretty good. Yesterday, the first series race in the E-class didn't start till about 3:30. Yeah,
Right, it
3:30,
started late yesterday.
We're ahead of schedule, so the youngsters can get an early night and then be out here bright and early tomorrow morning, weather permitting.
Well, you know,
hopefully the weather be good tomorrow.
You know, for them it's about bragging rights. So, you know, we have, I think, we have five clubs at one school. I think in this.
Actually,
regatta.
it's 11 clubs. Which comprise all the islands, the different islands, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, Exuma, Long Island. All of those have clubs, and the 3 clubs, I think, that are in New Providence, that's even separate from CV Bethel Sailing.
Right. You see 2 brothers there. That's the name of
Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama.
Right, Grand Bahama. And let me big up 2 students. They're from CV Bethel. They're aboard the Bird Rock. And they seem to be ahead of one boat. I've been coaching them on the side a little bit, but of course they've also been at the Bahamas National Sailing School on Saturdays. So we want to thank Jimmy Lowe and his team. They've been engaging CV Bethel students.
So do you think moving forward with the next major regatta being Georgetown, that we allow the younger skippers to sail on Class E and take them over? You say you're looking at me with a smile.
Yeah, that's a bit controversial. We've had this conversation before. What we have come to realize is that different boat owners have gotten boats in various classes for different reasons. An E-class boat is a very manageable boat financially, as well as you know, personally, one-on-one. There are only 2 crew members. For persons who bought their boats or built their boats for them to sail, it's an injustice to have them to tell them they can't sail them and the children have to.
But the compromise we have made, Mr. Higginson, it's a win-win for everyone.
Yes.
Because what can actually happen is we allow the juniors to sail our boat, and they have their series within the national
Special race.
regatta. That's a special race. And
yeah.
then within the regular series race, the persons who actually build the boat to sail, they can participate. So you'll have a junior national championship within the national, and then you have a regular E-class champion.
Okay,
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Well, sounds good. And earlier today, I told folks coming out here to wear a sweater and a jacket, but boy,
The sun
it's getting
is back
hot.
out.
The sun is
out
back out,
again.
so
Yeah.
you can come in your summer outwear.
It's a beautiful spring day.
Yeah, coming. And some of the boats are still coming in. The E-class sloop, first time sailing in the junior regatta.
Yeah, and for the first time at 22 boats. That, I think that's been a record in any regatta for the first time.
Yeah, that's commendable to have that many boats participating, and then to have juniors crew, all of them. That's even more commendable.
And let me give thanks to the guys from Mangrove Key Andres and South Andres who entrusted their boat to this committee. You have Joshua Green, you have Desmond Hepburn, you have Sherman Bain, myself with 2 boats, and we just Dr. Philip McPhee, Baby Thunderbird is out there as well.
Lloyd Sands,
Lloyd Sands with Judgment Day and Captain Pegg. Then you have Luther Ferguson with 2 brothers. These are all Andres boats. So there are 10 boats out there, but Andres are the 22. So, we are lending our support. We may not be at the top.
Earlier today, it was all about Eleuthera and Exuma. Now, Larry Thompson here comes and brags about Andres.
Well, we're not in the first place, so I have to have something to talk about.
And Larry guarantees me that next year, this time, they'll have a team coming out of Mangrove Key.
Absolutely.
Or maybe several teams coming out of Mangrove Key. Or South Andres, just to participate in this.
Yes, we can't have 10 boats and can't find 2 persons to sail, at least 1 boat.
Right.
So it's an indictment on us.
There's a view there of the sailors on the water. And these youngsters average no more than 17 years old, and they're handling these big sloops.
I'm very surprised because I was like, you have to jive, and they're like,
yeah, they do it all the time.
We jiving is like that's nothing, but with us grown-ups, sometimes we jive half of the crew overboard. But those guys, I'm impressed with the way they're handling the boats.
Yeah, and let's commend persons like Dallas Knowles, who with the Exuma Sailing Club, and then I just spoke to Cameron Knowles earlier. These are persons who are putting a lot of time into training these young people. So when they go out, they don't only go out on days when it's nice and calm. Yeah. They go out in the rough days. So the kids are learning to experience all conditions and to respond to all conditions. And that's really commendable.
There's some of the sloops there, the E-class sloops, the final set of races on day number 2.
Yeah, they have two more races to go before they call it quit for the day.
Because before we went on a break there, they told us that they would start at 3 o'clock. Then we were up there, and they hear boom, the cannon going off. What happened now? Understanding that there are 3. So sailing is unpredictable. You say the race will start at 9 o'clock. The guys are just getting out of the nightclub at about 6 o'clock, and then they're coming for breakfast, then they got to talk. So the first race will don't start at 6. And with the junior regatta, they are on schedule.
They're on point.
Yes, I must commend this is they are introducing the discipline within this sport itself, and it begins with the kids. Grown-ups, I must commend. We don't have any disciplines when it comes to sailing, but
But what what Gavin McKinney alluded to earlier is because you have this younger crew who are coming disciplined.
Yes.
That'll force all the other sailors to also become more disciplined. Time, rules, everything associated with the sport. You should be able to see more structure and more organization, discipline with sailing moving forward.
So after the last boat has crossed the line and back there, how much time before the second race or the next race starts? What time do they give, or it's just
a matter of getting
lined up again?
Yeah.
It seems as if they're changing the race course because I see the committee mode has moved, yeah. The wind has moved more to the west. In fact, the southwest. So I'm seeing them move further out because they're going to have to start out and sail towards Montague based on how the wind is shifted a bit.
So we see that, again, we have Josh and Emmett. They're, again, tied going. It seems like they're just going to go down to the wire for those two.
Brother.
And I think in third place was, I think the Life for Key Club might have been in third place going into this, sailing Captain Peg.
Okay, I know they had an accident yesterday, so I don't know what penalty points they were levied.
Let's see.
There was a port starboard situation in that first race.
One Bahamas was in third place going into this race. Kayla was in second. Mako was in first. Fourth place was Captain Peg. That's Miss Nash out of Life at Key.
Okay.
Fifth place was Baytong. Sixth place was...
Oh, the wind is coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
So that means they might have to shift the buoy again?
Yeah, no, the wind shifted for sure, but it seems like it's coming stronger.
That's an advantage for the ones with the smaller sails.
But it goes back to handling. Whoever can handle the boat best, that's usually the one who wins.
Overhead drone shot by Destiny Reed. Watching there on your screen. The water is glassy, and I'm just happy with the British High Commissioner, the way he praised sailing here in the Bahamas, saying that he can learn a lot. He had some folks over to Georgetown last year. They decided that they want to come back this year. They want to sail. They want to do everything.
But you can actually see the wind on the water, so they have some wind out there. It's not exactly calm as it appears to be.
Yeah, no, it's the breeze has picked up, which is good. You get a faster race. But now it's called for handling. Who's going to handle the boat best? It's usually the person who's going to come up top. But they definitely shifted the race course. So looking for the committee boat. I see a boat, but I don't see anything down yet.
So seeing that this is the first time for these kids in these E-class boats, I'm sure as soon as it's over, they're going to be finding out if they're going to be invited to Georgetown.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that's up next on the calendar, and I'm sure that they'll all be very excited to go back and improve on their skills.
Right.
But practice, need practice.
A lot more practice.
Yes.
A lot more practice.
Yeah.
Practice, and then they'll move up from the E and go straight to the C.
C and B and you know,
and then the others.
The A class, and you know, and A class is a class.
No skipper can say that they started on the A and the B class. Everybody started on the smallest. Dwayne, you didn't start on the B.
No, I didn't.
No.
I was never a skipper. I was always I either pull anchor, ride the pride, hoist the sail. But
yeah, I'm thankful to Captain Liam Brister, who got me aboard a C-class boat. That was the first C-class boat that I sailed on, Brazen Rose.
That's out
of Cat Island, yes. Liam Brister was the skipper, and I was the crew for several years, in fact.
At that point, you learned a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've learned from so many of the older skippers, and once again, like you said, all of them started with the dinghy class, and then they gradually elevated persons like Ivan Stewart, Clement Fox, Ed Moxie. I didn't sail with, but you see them, and then you basically you understand how they race, and then Lundy Robinson and those who are years later. But they're the ones who basically, they taught a lot of us some of the things, the mechanics of sailing and racing.
Yes, it's just not just as simple as holding the tiller and steering. It's more than that. I thought, being sailing with Martin Pullen and the rest of them, I said, let me hold the tiller. And, once that started, it's a whole different ball game.
Whole different ball game.
Once that, and especially in competition, you can hold a tiller when you're drifting by yourself, but in competition, it takes
different.
special skills.
It's different.
So we're seeing the sloops now get back to the line.
Yes, sir.
Getting right back to the line. One. They'll try to get in 3 in this E-class, we are understanding this afternoon, because the weather tomorrow is very unpredictable.
Yes, the only thing I would hope that they have more than just a single lap, because it's really a disadvantage for some folks who have a bad start. You have with a 1 lap in a short race, once you get out front, that's it. It's hard to catch up. But if you have two laps, you have
a better chance.
A better chance.
Yeah, to recover.
And some of these are sailing these boats for the first time, so they need to learn on the fly.
Yes,
for sure.
Like I saw earlier, one of the guys who was sailing the boat, in the Optimus and the Sunfish, they have a flying start. So I saw the gentleman out there, he probably thought he was in the Optimus. He hoisted the sail and started to pull the anchor.
In light winds, you can do that. But when it's blowing any kind of breeze, that's a disadvantage. A serious disadvantage, in fact.
Definitely. Well, he learned today because, unfortunately, he was in one of my boats, Mama. So,
unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. But I hope he learned from that mistake and improve on the next one. So he shouldn't finish in the same position. So anything other than that is an improvement.
Right. Yeah. Well, they've moved the start line further east. Mm-hmm. As you had noticed, we are probably a few hundred feet away from where the first race started, and I see them tinkering with the windward mark as well. So I guess they moved that to really work along with the shift in the wind that's taken place in the last few minutes.
Well, in addition to that, Mr. Higgins, you and I spoke earlier in the first race. The buoy wasn't really set up, in our opinion, in the proper position.
Yeah, no, that.
It will allow now for them to improve.
You really have
skills.
To go upwind with that.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't just hoist a sail in one tack and no tack and go straight to the buoy.
Yeah, you should have at least 2 or 3 times that you have to get take
Make
before you get
buoy.
there. Yeah. But we have all the competitors heading to the line, those who haven't already anchored. And, they're all excited, as all of us are excited to see them sail, to see them compete, and really get to know each other, get to develop friendships that are going to be lifelong.
And I noticed that their attitude is different from us as adults.
Say it again.
Their attitude is different from us as adults. They have a competitive spirit, but they're friendly with it.
Yes.
It's like, I'm gonna get you tomorrow, buddy. I'm gonna get you. It's like,
it's not as crude as ours.
No. We decided that once we start, we're not speaking to you until after the race.
Or some of us don't speak to each other at all.
That's true. So, like I said, sailing is in good hand. It's the right attitude, the right spirit with these young kids. I'm really impressed with them.
And then once kids are teachable, you can do anything. You can get them to learn anything. It's that teachable, humble spirit that's needed.
And that's Baby Thunderbird now going to the starting line, sailing for Eleuthera Sailing Club.
All the boats are nearly there.
But the eyes are on number 17 and I think number 6, Josh and Emmett. Those are the ones to really look out for in this race.
Well, they're hoping that there aren't any spoilers in the midst, because sometimes when a competitor doesn't have anything to lose, but
there's a rivalry right now between the two brothers.
Right.
That's going to keep.
Well, I am not sure where
keep the excitement up.
One Bahamas finished in this race, so he was quite a bit behind in terms of the point. That's 5 points behind the second place.
Okay, because you have two tied.
No, this is here. Third and third was Judgment Day, and one Bahamas, they were tied with 9 points.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So you have first, second, third, fifth.
Yes. So,
And then sixth.
and Captain Peg, I think she moved up in this race.
Okay.
So she might be in third.
Might be in a better
in the
position
best
in
position
terms
going
of,
into this race.
yeah.
So the top spots are Captain Peg, Lady Kayla, Mako, maybe one Bahamas, and Judgment Day. Those are the top 5 boats right now. And I think Judgment Day and Captain Peg, they're sailing for Lightfoot Key.
Yes, I think like
Lightfoot
with
Key
Key Sailing
Club.
School. Yeah, sailing club.
Do you think they've shortened the course or?
No, it's
Lap.
no, it's a little longer. The distance appears a bit longer now, but we'll find out if they're making 2 laps instead of 1. I
I
mean,
see them towing someone in. Looks like one of your boats, Larry. I'm not sure which, but it looks like one of them.
yeah, probably Mama.
And there's still a boat out there with a sail up trying to get to the line.
Yeah, that is Baintown Woman.
Oh, that's Papa.
Oh, that's Papa?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I still think that buoy isn't set correctly because the wind is shifted all the way in the southwest. Where that buoy is, that's hard south. Everyone's going to get to the mark from there.
So that's maybe have to make some adjustment and make the next race. We'll see what happens.
Boat is, the boat is being pulled in, so.
Yeah, I guess something must have gone wrong.
Well, they have a coach. I don't know. I may have to go and see what's going on.
Okay. Since you want to go check on the boat?
Yes, I'll be back in short order.
We go check on exactly what's happening on one of those boats being pulled in. So Higgins, it's just you and I. Until they,
Yes, sir.
hopefully Larry will be back pretty soon.
Yes. You know, one of the disadvantages of having juniors sail boats, sometimes there are things that happen that might be fixable to a veteran, but oftentimes it may not be as dealt with easily with those who, the juniors.
Well, you're there in case Dallas texts me anything.
Behind you.
Well, Larry is away. We're now joined by Mistress Knowles. I don't know how she's up here because she has 2 sons sailing
I
out there.
do,
How are you
know.
doing it? I could not be here waking while my sons or my daughters are out there
Boy,
competing.
I'm keeping one eye on the water, that's for sure.
I was able
It's a little less nerve-wracking up here.
I was able to interview both of them this morning, and I was asking the big brother how he could let the little brother beat him.
Unfortunately, he had a lot of experience with that in the Opties. Emmett was quite the fierce sailor in the little Optimus boats, and Joss got used to getting beat by him quite a bit, but he's getting his revenge out there now on the sloops.
That's it. The tide is turned, eh?
How do you like in the junior regatta this year? Yeah, in New Paltz.
It's amazing. It's unbelievable, all the kids that are coming out and all the festivities they've put on for all the kids. It's really exciting. I'm very thankful we were able to bring as many kids as we were from Exuma. Of course, we've got another 20 back home that would love to be here, but traveling with a team of 14 is big enough.
Yes,
I don't know how you do it with your team. But we definitely, it's a lot of motivation and inspiration for the kids to work to earn their spot on the team to travel to these kinds of events. So it's really exciting to see the effort they put into it.
So you had somewhat of a trials?
Sort of. I mean, it kind of, we have our little fall regatta and our little spring regatta. but then we have practices every week. And so if kids come out and they show up and they're there and they show that they want it and that they want to improve, then we use that. It's not necessarily who comes first all the time.
But there should not be as much distraction as we have here in New Providence. They should want to come out every Saturday.
They do. They definitely do.
I mean, driving distance may be a problem, but
yeah, you would be surprised. It is amazing how some of the kids that live on either end of the island can make it to Georgetown for practices. It's the grit that some of them show to hike and get rides there is truly remarkable, and it's a spectacular thing to be a part of. But we do have a lot of good guys in our program, but then you've got a small island and everybody wants to be a part of everything. So they want to be in Junkanoo and they want to be in all the stuff, so they feel torn and pulled. Yep.
Yeah, it's only so many hours in a day.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. They look like they are on the line, still waiting on one or two to get there. Larry went to check on his boat. Now he's walking way up on the beach side. That shot right there, one of his boats. That's Papa, he says.
Yes, Papa.
Papa won't be in this race.
Dwayne, you know this is always one of the trickiest parts in the sloop sailing, is getting this starting line set right.
Yes, exactly. And then with the tide flowing, tide's heading east, so that often messes up the start.
Yep.
Anytime you have to start over in the middle of the harbor.
How much practice did the guys from Exuma get on these E-class?
I would say our guys probably get a lot more practice than many of these other kids do, because we have every major holiday has a local regatta along the mainland and up in the Keys. And so they were all just up at Farmers Key a couple weeks ago, or most of them were up there. So they get quite a bit of time in these sloops, thankfully.
That's a good advantage.
It definitely is. They're spoiled. They've got Elizabeth Harbor as their practice. So they can't complain about much with that.
No, they can't. One of the most beautiful harbors in the Bahamas.
It has definitely spoiled us, that's for sure. It's always fun to see them, though, when the heavy weather rolls in. Usually the kids are the first ones out on the water.
Oh, wow.
They're not intimidated by it. Most of them thrive on it quite greatly. They love it. It's really neat, though, to see the kids merging from the Optimus, Sunfish, Laser into the sloops.
Yes,
because those classes are still so important to the kids learning how to sail these sloops.
The foundation.
Too, especially in the Optimus, where the kids are in the boat by themselves, learning the basics, figuring out the wind, and
all the
how to sail a boat. And it's so important for them to be able to handle these bigger boats and any other bigger boat they move into to get those basics in that Optimus class, for sure.
Right, definitely. And that needs to be encouraged, because, like in New Providence, there's always so much distraction. We need the type of focus with a sport like sailing, where you can learn how to manage on your own. You're in that boat by yourself. You have to rig the boat. You have to make the decision when to tack, when not to tack, and then what to do when certain conditions come.
Absolutely.
So, you know, those things are what we really have to encourage, I guess, nationally, because it helps so much with nation building.
They were able to start the first race before time, a little slow start here to the second series.
Right.
The wind has shifted, if you notice where the starting line is now compared to where the first race was. So they've had to move all those marks and do all that adjustment as well.
And we still have boats trying to get sorted out on the starting line itself. I see Lucayan Lady in particular. Looks like they just towed her there, but she's tailing now. So they should be started in a few minutes. I don't think they should be much longer.
It's hard on everybody when those anchor lines get crossed and they can't get that clean start. It messes everybody up.
I see they took Papa down to the dock, so it must be something probably with the halyard or something on the track, because I see Larry trying to do something there.
Think they could be waiting on them?
I doubt it.
I doubt they wait this race. He's probably trying to get it ready for the third one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to hold up. Yeah, there's definitely something with the halyard, because they have the boat laying down.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the start of the second series race for today in E-class. Sailed the 2 yesterday, 1 so far today. We understand that they have 1 more after this. Yesterday, this time, this was the first Series
That's the
race
first
just about
race.
getting back underway.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a busy day,
Oh, yes, it was.
getting all the boats
around.
rigged up, getting
was a
everybody on the
long
water.
day.
It was a very long day.
Then the opening ceremony
Yep.
and all the rest of that.
They do have things organized quite well, though, with the transportation, getting the kids to and from the
To and from.
hotel, with
Right.
the meals. Like,
Yes,
Administrator,
coordinating
you
all
guys
of
are doing a
that.
great job with all that. I know it's a lot.
Regatta desk must be commended also for the degree to which they're celebrating our youth.
Yes.
They've gone well beyond what anyone could have thought to promote junior sailing.
Definitely.
And we really hope that that continues moving forward.
These kids love seeing these videos and live streams and the footage
Yes.
of them sailing. It makes them feel like superstars, so that's exciting.
They need to get the same treatment as the big boys
Yes, for
because
sure.
one day they will be there.
That's right.
Well, I mean, Emmett and those were there in Farmers Key, Joss. They were to place third.
Yeah.
Third among 18, I think it was. So they're already getting that kind of attention, and this is just a kind of an icing on the cake. And we're hopeful that we can get more of our junior sailors who can really get in that place of prominence where they can really do well and really excel as sailors. And then we need to get more international wins. We need to get some recognition on that front as well.
We do have some kids working on that, as you know. very well.
Yes.
Got quite a few that are trying, and many of the kids you guys have been talking to already have traveled internationally and represented the Bahamas. When we did the
Yes.
big North Americans Optimists here a couple years ago, they were part of it, and
Yes.
it's really exciting to have those opportunities to travel and represent your country. And
Right.
we're hoping that maybe Alvington McKenzie will get to travel some this year. I'm sure Joshua's still traveling all
Yes,
over the
he's-
globe, sailing hard.
Just left Greece.
Wow.
And then we have Joshua Weish and Norman Cartwright,
Yeah.
who are trying to make the Junior Worlds. So those are persons who will probably most likely be taking our flag around the world yet again,
Absolutely.
representing. So,
We've even got some of the ladies that are going to be competing in lasers.
yes.
And Optimists, of course, too. But we do have some of the ladies getting ready to travel this summer for lasers as well. So
Oh,
they're-
excellent. This is excellent.
They're out there. They're for sure. They're putting it.
Well, what I was
Putting the
telling
effort there.
Higgins earlier, unlike other sports where the ladies can't compete against the men, just because there's a disadvantage, it looks like the ladies here are an advantage over the boys.
Yes.
Because they are winning just about everything.
You know, sometimes I
Yes.
think that the girls pick it up quicker than the guys.
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
have, at the younger ages especially, that tendency to focus a little bit.
Yeah, a little more attention to detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
The
these
young lady
girls
told me
definitely
because
can be
they are
fierce.
more finesse.
That helps too.
Some illusions say they are more finesse. That's
finesse.
why they are big boys.
Well, looks like Mama. They got sorted out with whatever the issue was, and they're now
They're
towing
her. Good.
to the start line. So maybe they were waiting for her. I'm not sure.
Looks like it.
First time I'm seeing that. That was the big boys. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait on nobody. They got the race. But that's the spirit of the young kids wanting everybody in.
Wanted to compete, yes. Wanted to compete.
It looks so tame from over here looking out at the starting line, but when you're out there, even the
You
kids,
know there's a lot of tension there.
even the kids are rowing each other, and they're all, "You're in my spot, move over." They get it going out there for sure.
Don't cross my anchor and all
Right.
the rest.
That's right. That start is so crucial to these races because if
Oh,
you get
yes.
a bad start and get put behind right from the beginning, it's hard to catch up sometimes, and you can't make that distance always.
And then with the size of the fleet, you may end up falling from first, and you may be in the 15th,
Exactly.
18th space.
So that's another boat going over to the starting line?
No, oh yes, that is another one. Oh, I didn't even see them.
It's one of the Grand Bahama boats.
No, I think that one belongs to Joshua Green, but I think the Eleuthera Sailing Club, I think that's the crew on that.
Okay.
I think. Could be wrong, I think.
These guys are picking it up quickly. I know many of them, their first day was in these boats yesterday. Some of them
Exactly.
had never sailed them before. So
Right.
it just goes to show you how much that the ability to sail a boat can translate.
Yes.
Maybe not perfectly right away.
And they're really resilient
They
because
are.
literally their first time trying to learn this boat, trying to learn how to manage, maneuver, and all the rest of that. And second day, and they basically got it.
They are not easy boats to learn on.
No.
The E-Class used to be the only boats the Exuma Sailing Club had to teach kids on. And every practice, we had a boat on the bottom that we were bringing up and bailing out because it capsized or sunk somehow.
When they flip, they sink. They do not float on the top of the water.
No, they don't.
They go under.
It is quite the process to get it up. I was going through some old photos of the last time the Durward Knowles Championship was in Exuma, which was
Yes.
8-9 years ago now.
Right.
And we had, our kids were fearless at jumping into rescue capsized boats. And there was videos and photos of other kids that were panicking
Yes,
because it's their
yes.
first time. They didn't quite know how to handle it. Ours are literally jumping off the boat, trying to be the first ones in the water to help.
Right.
Any excuse to go for a swim.
Any excuse.
Okay, so we should be a couple of minutes away from starting. All the boats are on the line now.
Really is a beautiful
Are we
day.
indicating that Papa is okay? They solved the issue.
Our wind's trying to shift around on us again, it looks like.
Yeah. I think before it's over, it's going to be in the southwest.
Probably.
Yeah, it's going to move in the southwest.
Now, I've been told, but I haven't been able to experience this kind of sailing accessory, but in some of the fancier regattas, they've got buoys with GPS coordinates that you can just press the remote and move it. So
I've heard about those.
Sounds quite remarkable.
But I'm sure those have, greater budgets.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Definitely.
And much deeper oceans, I'm sure.
Yes,
We
yes.
thankfully have the shallow seas, so we can use what we've got.
Okay,
It's just
I
about
most
to be ready.
believe we are all ready. At least I'm not sure which boat that is. Oh, it looks like So Fine to the left. She is entailing properly, but I don't think they're going to change. Well, they might. But everybody else is basically lined up, ready to go.
I'm sure it's been mentioned many times before on these announcements and broadcasts, but when they're anchoring these boats, everybody knows they drop the anchor and they drift back to the start. And
Right.
so many times the kids at the beginning, they're gauging how long their anchor line is, how far they can go, so they may get 20 feet from the line, have to
Right.
pull up and reset, or get a boat to drop them back a little, or something along those lines.
Because it's a different experience.
It is.
It's a totally different experience than sailing on any of the other boats, because those sails are already up.
And you could tell me I have 200 feet of rope in the boat, but I don't always gauge that properly on the water either. So
Yes.
there's a lot these kids have to remember and handle out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the uniqueness of these boats as well. The fact that there's so many nuances that you have to bear in mind. It's not as simple as it looks out there, and you realize how difficult it is only when you try to do it yourself. And it's not so easy to get from here to there, do all of this. You're holding the main sheet, you're steering the boat, you're looking at the sail, you're trying not to hit anybody else, you're trying to remember the routes, you're trying to see the puff on the water. There's a lot
Gotta tie a
going
proper
on.
cleat, otherwise the sail drops back in. Oh no,
Exactly.
they dropped it back down, but my anchor's not up yet. What's going on?
There's a lot going on
They do.
within this whole dynamic.
It definitely teaches more just self-control for these kids, but also just how to handle high-stress situations.
Yes.
Because you could throw an adult in most of these situations, and they would just start losing it. And,
Exactly.
and
But these
panicking.
kids, most of them, they take it.
They do.
Yes, they bring it on.
I like the junior sailing start. At least when you see a flag, you know that they're 5 minutes away, 4 minutes away.
Yes.
But here you're just guessing when they're going to shoot off the cannon.
Well, one of the things Dallas is trying to introduce is the same concept of flags, so that even within the sloop racing, we can get the same kind of know-how without someone having to tell you about it. You just see the flag up there, you know 5 minutes. Once it comes down, you know it's 1 minute, and then boom, the race gets started.
I did see him in between the races waving the flag, trying to get everybody to come to the starting line. So they're all sailing down and going who knows where. It's always a good sign when the race committee boat is out in front of the fleet like that, though, so something's about to happen.
Yes, yes. I see that last boat that went to the line hasn't tailed yet. They're trying to spin it around, I guess, using the end of the sail.
And I know that is something he's trying to implement in the new rules.
Yes.
For NIFR is some rules with that kind of stuff where they can't come in within a certain time and drop it in the front. They have to go around the back. So it'll be a little growing pains at first, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the only thing we need is consistency.
Yes.
Once we're consistent with what we're doing, people will eventually fall in line. The issues always come when we are not consistent.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
We don't want to take away the uniqueness of the sloop sailing by any means. And I love that it starts a totally different way, and because it's a whole other side to it.
There's a different beauty to it.
It is.
You just see these boats all pulling, these guys pulling all, then you just see sails start going up, and some who get out on the way pretty well, and others who are not so good with it.
There's an intensity at the start that, unless you're on those boats, it's hard to describe. And a couple years ago, I remember we were on Terry Ann at the start, and our pin at the bottom of our sail just dropped, and all of our sail,
the slides came out.
Track just dropped completely off of the track, and it was within the minute. We're scrambling. Other people are pulling their ropes, and we're trying our pass, and your heart's just pounding the whole time.
Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Yeah.
I mean, I was seeing a lot of folks getting off early on the Friday, starting to make their way on down here to Montague. Those are the folks that are familiar with these E-class sloops.
Yes. Yeah. And just the concept of sailing our regatta brings people to Montague. So if you are still at home or you are still at the workplace and you want to spend a few hours just to unwind, please come to the Montague Bay, where we're still sailing. The juniors they have 2 more races to go this afternoon. And of course, there's a lot of food, there's good music, good fellowship, good camaraderie. Come out and be a part of what's happening here at Montague Beach.
I think some of these sloop sailors, the seasoned ones, have some kind of little radar. When the sloops go up, they know.
Oh, yeah, they
make their way to the water. It's amazing.
Yeah, I saw quite a few last night. They were passing through during the day and during the night, which is really good. So I really encourage the veteran sailors, those who have been in this thing for years, come out, support the next generation. They're going to be the ones taking our spot, bearing in mind that we only have to live long enough and we're going to be replaced. But we want to make sure that who replaces us, that they are actually able to carry the legacy ahead.
Put it in good hands.
Yes, definitely.
Folks, we're still waiting on the second series race in the E-class to get underway. We're seeing some boats coming back and forth, so we're here. No communication out there to understand what's the hold-up.
Probably a misfire on the can.
They're up now.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, the race has started.
The race is underway now.
Yes.
You can see the sails going up.
Misfire, or either we just didn't hear it, maybe.
Right.
And that's another thing. Even out there, you got to be watching for all that.
Right now, explain to us, Emmett, what's going on right now as they kind of started to sound off. Not Emmett, Dwayne, what's happening here?
Yeah, of course, the gun would have sounded, and of course, everyone has to pull their anchor. And once they've gotten the anchor on board, they put the sails up. And we already have we have a few of the boats that are already well on the way. And this normally determines who is going to win. Getting a good start is critical. I see Lady Kayla, Miss Agnes, One Bahamas, Judgment D, even, what's that? Oh, geez. Bird Rock. Just about everybody is already on the way, except I see there's one boat that seems to be floundering out there.
I need to point out Miss Agnes right here, who's skippered by Tyrese McKenzie. This kid's sailing incredible on this boat. This is the first time he's taken the tiller on this boat, to my knowledge,
nice.
in a regatta, and he is doing phenomenal with it. He's got Trevor there as crew. Exuma boys, for sure. A little biased up here, sorry.
Well, he's there giving Joss a little competition, although Lady Kayla is kind of moving windward of him and reaching bars, but he's giving him a good fight.
So my heart is torn in like many different places. I've got One Bahamas there with Tanaj and Dai that are working hard. We've got Lady Kayla with my son Joss at the tiller and his buddy Keanu. Then Mako with my youngest son Emmett and Lando. So
you just have too many divisions.
I think you're in the best spot right here.
Right now.
We were in that boat like I normally see you at Regatta. You'll be all over the place just trying to follow. So you're in the best spot right now.
I think no matter where I watch it, my heart's going to be pounding the whole race.
Looks like Luca and Lady had some issue. They dropped their sail. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And then also So Fine is, I'm not sure. Yeah, those two boats have not gotten off the line properly yet.
No, the sail's up.
Yeah, sail's up now. So Luca and Lady is back moving, but moving very slowly. We have Lady Kayla heading towards that first win with Mark.
Yep.
But that was a really, they're actually making that from where they are.
Mako's coming up hot, so is Miss Agnes.
Yeah, Miss Agnes.
And then, of course, you got Captain Peg up in the mix. They're always around, too. But it looks like Mako might be second at the mark if things continue as they are now.
No, Agnes is going to be second. Mako still has another tack. Yeah, Agnes is going to be second there.
I think you're right.
One Bahamas
may
will
even
probably be
too.
third, yeah. She's further in. Oh, they're able to cross?
They're all tacking right now.
Yeah, Lady Kayla had to tack again. And Miss Agnes is coming a little stronger, but on a port tack. So she has to give right away regardless.
It's so tricky to see the angles from here when you're looking at everything.
Right.
There we can see him. So Kayla's got him just a little bit in front of Miss Agnes, but Miss Agnes definitely looks like they'll be at second on the buoy there.
Yeah, Lady Kayla is heading to the mark.
I don't know. See, that buoy's still far away, though. A lot can happen in that distance.
No, she's heading. The wind is favoring on that side. So it would be very, very difficult to conceive her not making the mark from where she is.
See?
Miss Agnes is sailing really well.
There she is.
There goes Kayla around the mark first.
Yeah, and Agnes should come second around the mark. And we have several boats that, I guess, seems as if they have the buoy as a ley line.
They're all getting there.
Yeah, Lady Kayla has a nice lead.
Agnes is around the mark.
And we have a bottleneck. Somebody is tacked on port, going to that same buoy. That's going to be a bit of a problem there. It's never a good thing going to windward mark on a port tack.
No, it's not.
You have to give right away to the boats that's coming on starboard.
That's the gals from Eleuthera sailing Baintown Woman there in 24. with tearing at the tiller. Those girls yesterday, we were giving them some pointers to move their weight forward in the boat. And so the little one there literally got all the way up on the tip of the bow.
Oh, wow.
We told her she was pretty proud, or that we were proud. She was being pretty bold up there. And then that looks like Papa behind him with Finley. That's Papa in fourth, right?
Yeah.
Papa
yeah,
in fourth with Finley. Yeah.
Lloyd, did you
That's the one
understand how many laps they're doing? Did you? Okay.
The course, I'm assuming, stayed the same.
Most likely they'll have two laps.
2.5 and finish on that.
Okay,
up
on the
and
reach?
halfway.
Okay. Well, there's a interesting line there. So we have Kayla, we have Agnes, we have Baintown Woman, we have Mama, we have Mako, we have One Bahamas, we have Captain Peg, we have two brothers, we have Judgment D, and we still have several others trying to get around the mark.
You know, it's really pretty incredible, all the boat owners that have made this possible for all these kids.
Yes.
We really can't thank them enough.
You can't underscore.
These are their babies out on the water, these boats, and their money, their time, their work, all this stuff, and they really have opened up so much possibility for the kids, allowing them to sail them, and we can't thank them enough.
They have. Yeah.
And 22 in total. That's a lot.
I know Dallas was working on a bunch of them right up before this.
Trying to get them
Please
out.
don't make me do any work till April, at least after April.
Okay, so we have Lady Kayla. She's gone around the
gate.
Yeah, she's gone to the gate, but she's taken the right side of it. So we shall see how the others maneuver.
The fleet is really just kind of stacked up. There's lots of little gaps that he can sneak in or going.
Yes.
Sure. Got Miss Agnes coming around the gate now with Tyrese McKenzie at the tiller. Looks like he's going to be following Lady Kayla over there.
And Joss has made a tack to come in, which I believe is a really good move because the wind is really on the south side of this harbor, so it doesn't make sense going east. Come in. Yeah, we have a nice a bungle of boats after Baintown Woman. We have about four of them are relatively close to each other. So Mako has right of way on Mama, but right behind seems to be One Bahamas.
Yep.
As well as Captain Peg. And following them would be Judgment D and two brothers.
And
Bluebird.
These guys will take a split.
Yes.
Opposite tacks. Yep, there they go.
Okay, Mama is jived and taking the other side of this.
Suicide prevention starts with recognizing the warning signs and taking them seriously. If you think a friend or family member is suicidal, there is a lot that you can do to help and save a life. However, for persons who are not in the grips of suicidal depression and despair, it's a bit difficult to understand what actually drives many individuals to take their own lives. A suicidal person may feel as if there is no help available and they're in so much pain that there aren't any other options. So here are a few warning signs to look out for. A person frequently talking about suicide, self-loathing, or self-hatred. suddenly getting their affairs in order, saying goodbye to loved ones, withdrawing from others, and self-destructive behavior. Talking to a friend or family member about their suicidal thoughts and feelings can be extremely difficult for anyone. If you are unsure whether or not someone is suicidal, the best way to find out is to simply ask. Giving a suicidal person the opportunity to express their feelings can provide relief from loneliness, pent-up negative feelings, and perhaps prevent an attempted suicide. You can start the conversation with statements like, "I've been feeling concerned about you lately. I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing today." If they confide in you and they are suicidal, respond quickly by telling them you care and get them the help that is needed. Help is always available at the Crisis Center, the Department of Social Services, BASH, Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, and the National Hotline for 24-Hour Crisis. Find someone that you can trust to talk to about your feelings and get the support and help that is needed. I am Inspector Mikal Pinder, reassuring you that your mental health matters. You are not alone. Get the help that is needed today.
Assessing whether or not you have a medical emergency is sometimes difficult in a crisis and could quite literally mean the difference between life and death. However, you should only access services at the emergency department if you're presenting with serious or life-threatening conditions. Here's a list of symptoms that require you to seek care at the emergency department. Chest pain, severe shortness of breath, numbness, tingling, and weakness, trauma with the possibility of fracture or internal bleeding, heavy bleeding, serious burns, unusual or severe headaches, poison or overdose, seizures, thoughts of suicide, severe pain to the body, severe allergic reactions, and loss of consciousness. If you feel that you or a loved one are experiencing a life-threatening medical emergency and that the condition will worsen on the way to the hospital, then call 919 and an emergency medical services provider will be dispatched to you. It is important to pay attention to the symptoms that indicate an emergency. It is also important to have a primary care physician who monitors your health. In a non-emergency situation, you should call or schedule a visit with your primary care physician or visit a clinic to be seen by a doctor. Remember, the best person to manage your health is you.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, this handicap spot. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way park here, I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bar big broke, and he got a sticker inside that say this mod though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Battling for Bay is a joke compared to battling colon cancer.
You want to protect your quarterback? You need to protect your body.
The same way we declare that we will be victorious on Bay Street, it's the same way you will declare that you will be victorious over colon cancer.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Both men and women are affected equally. Fortunately, colon cancer can be prevented by scheduling routine visits with your doctor, by being aware of the symptoms, and by having some form of colon cancer screening when appropriate. If you're over the age of 45, talk to your doctor about having a colonoscopy today so that you can avoid a conversation about colon cancer tomorrow.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobs here.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.